Blessed be the reading of your word, Heavenly Father. Genesis chapter 34. Let's eat. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, he raped her. Yeah. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. But I want to say to you, remember back in the day we read, Abraham didn't want none of his children taking the daughters of the land of Canaan where they was dwelling, and neither did Isaac. That's why. Neither did Isaac. Neither did Isaac. You know what I mean? And Jacob left and went and got his son, and Abraham had his servant go get a wife from his hometown. And that was Rebecca. They, our people didn't want to marry these people from the land where we was living, where our forefathers was living, and in Canaan. It was something about these people. But when we go back, all the way back to Genesis, remember we in Genesis, back into the early chapters with Noah, when Canaan was mentioned, the first grandson was mentioned when they got off the ship, and it had something to do with seeing Noah's nakedness. So it's something about these people in the land of Canaan that our people wasn't supposed to be dealing with them and marrying them and stuff. So it's the same thing with the women. They didn't want none of the women dealing with none of these men. So this dude is a prince of this land, but it's the land of Canaan. He's a Hivite. He raped our forefather's sister. So stuff don't go well behind this. Let's look at verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very angry, wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife. Now, if he wanted her to be his wife, he should have did it in the proper order. But he just took it first, violently. And now he fell in love with it. Now he want to make her his wife. But our brothers is already scarred. You know what I'm saying? And this is something got to, give. So verse 9, and make you marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And I already explained just a few minutes ago, right, that our people wasn't supposed to be marrying none of them. And when we get into the law and further in the book, it's still that case. The Most High, in fact, tells us not to marry none of them in the law of Moses, because it's something about this bloodline that he didn't want us dealing with. Verse 10, and ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade you therein, and get you possession therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. So there's that word dowry. Verse 12, he said, Ask me never so much dowry and gift. So dowry is the bride price. How much you got to pay for a wife? How much you got to pay for a woman? Because back in these days, women were valuable. I say back in these days, women are still very valuable. And that's why the words say, blessed is he who gets a wife from the Most High. But a lot of our problems is we ain't allowing the Most High to choose the women for us. And a lot of times it ain't turning out to be blessings. But back in these days, that would happen, and you would have to pay a price for the woman because she had great value. But her value would show up in her ability to have children. You see as we've been going through the book, Sarah couldn't have no children. Becca struggled with having children. And then Rachel also couldn't have no children till the Most High blessed her, right? And then even when Abimelech and them cats, they took Sarah, the Most High cursed them And they couldn't have no children until they gave Sarah back. And then when they gave her back, they was able to have children. So having babies for women was a very valuable thing. In our community here in America, for a while, folks be struggling so much that having children wasn't always a blessed thing to happen. I mean, that's how we've been so cursed, man. Folks around here, folks in this country, black people in particular, don't look at children as a blessing, man. And it's sad, but we're going to get back into them days, because the Most High it's going to be a time where people ain't going to have too many children, and so children are going to be a blessing again. So I just want to point out that dowry, the bride price, and we're going to continue to see that as we'll go through the book, and I'll be pointing that out to you. Verse 13, and the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. So they answered him like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. But they all ticked off, they all mad because they didn't rape their sister. And so now our people are living in these people's land, right? And they dealing with a prince. So this dude got authority. He got some jurisdiction. So they yeah, okay, yeah, we'll let you marry her. And verse 14, look, it said, and they said unto him, because it said there, they answered them deceitfully, right? But this is how they communicated with him. Verse 14, they said unto him, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughter unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. So they already know that this ain't supposed to be happening, because from Abraham to Isaac, they didn't like these people in this land. They didn't want none of their children to be marrying these people. This right here is a hustle. Our people, they plotting against them already. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. That was never going to happen. But verse 17 says, but if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came to the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, now remember, I told you about the gate. That's where the gate of the cities, people hung out, certain people hung out. They made deals, they exchanged money, all kind of things happened at the gate. So you see, these brothers, these Hamor and Shechem, they went to the gate, and they communed with the men of the city, because that's where the men was hanging out. And when you was there, you can conduct business, draw contracts, and have witnesses already there for you, because that's where guys would hang out and do business. Verse 21. And as we read through the book, just pay attention to the location of where business is handled at the gate. Verse 21, these men, and Hamor and Shechem, I'm going to start at 20. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people. If every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised, shall not, listen to this part now, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. So there's a hustle, underlying hustle going on anyway. Like, we're going to take their stuff. And Jacob, and he was very, very wealthy, just by what he gave his brother Esau on the way back, right? Verse 24, so they plotting on taking their stuff eventually, some kind of way, hustling them or whatever. Verse 24, and unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearken all that went out of the gate of his city. And every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brother, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males, killed them all. Because they went and touched one of our women. And see, we got to get back to that point where we protecting our sisters, because really sisters going through a lot right now. But these sisters can't be out here wilding and sinning and not living righteously. Brothers wouldn't want to protect them, and that's what's going on. But we working our way back to that, because we all been under a curse, man, and as we read, you'll see that. And so that's another reason why we got to have a little mercy sometimes. But there's a fine line between mercy and people just going way left, and folks can't deal with the sin they've done, right? Look at verse 26. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. Why? Because they had defiled their sister. Ain't no, wasn't playing with the women, man. You can't be touching, because we protect our women. That's what we supposed to do. But the women's supposed to be submissive and knowing their place under the men. It's hard to protect something you can't control, bro. If they won't listen to what you say, how can you protect them? They just be out there wilding, won't do what you say when they're in danger. You can't protect them. They got to be willing to listen and submit. We got to be in our places to lead, walk righteously, so they'll be willing to submit. You know what I mean? So it's all a process, and we getting there. All right, verse 28. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and to Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and thou shalt be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with a harlot? They wasn't tripping. Like, look, there's some theories out here, man. There's some brothers out here in these YouTube streets that believe that they can just rape women. Some Israelites, so-called Israelite brothers, they think they can just rape women. But you see how these Israelites dealt with these people that had raped their sister. No, rape is violent. And we're going to see in the book, it talks about rape being like murder. The Bible equates rape with murder. It's a violent act. So how is a righteous nation, Israelites, God-chosen people, how is it that you think God is going to okay rape? These cats is tripping. You know what I mean? And I don't know who teaching these brothers. I know a brother that was trying to tell me, oh yeah, man, you can rape a woman. You just got to marry her. I'm like, dude, is you kidding? I was like, is you kidding? I said, man, what's wrong with you? You can't just rape nobody. I said, look here, somebody raped my daughter. I'm killing them. And he's like, well, then we'll kill you. I said, no, you ain't killing nothing. You already dead. You raped my woman. You already gone. You ain't killing nothing. You gone. Rape. You ain't, nah, man. Mm-mm. Some of these brothers out here, man, teaching, yeah, man, they, this is a righteous way of life. There's nothing righteous about the act of rape. It's a violent act, and the book equates it to murder, and I'll show you that when we get to it.